Hello, my name is Jonathan Clark. Some people know me because of my work in Canada's reforestation industry. Some people know me because of my long involvement with the hospitality industry in New Brunswick. And some people know me because of my DJing and music production. In the next few minutes, I'll try to touch briefly on each of those things and more. As far as tree planting goes, I'm very heavily involved in Canada's reforestation industry. I'm Canada's most well-known tree planter thanks to the planting website that I run, which you can find at replant.ca. I'm not a full-time planter anymore, although I usually do a few months of spring planting and fall planting on Vancouver Island. I've planted just about 1 million trees myself so far, but most of the time I work as a camp supervisor where I coordinate about 50 planters and have a handful of support staff to help me out. The company that I usually work for is called Folklore Contracting, which is one of the most established reforestation contractors in Canada. Our offices are based in Prince George in British Columbia, but we do work all over Western Canada, mostly in British Columbia and Alberta. But I've also done a bit of work in Alaska, the Northwest Territories, and Saskatchewan. In an average summer, my camp plants 5 or 6 million seedlings, covering almost 5,000 hectares. Some of the trees that we plant will regenerate areas that have been logged, and sometimes we help bring trees back to areas that have been devastated by forest fires or by the mountain pine beetle or other insects. If you go to the Replant website, you'd probably enjoy looking through some of the dozens of photo galleries that I've put up there over the last 10 years or so, which have literally thousands of photos in them. I'm also very involved in a lot of music projects. I'm just about finished a pair of master's programs that I've been doing through the Berklee School of Music in Boston, and I should be done both of those in early 2014. I found my Berklee studies to be very fun and a lot of really interesting stuff. Once I finish those courses, I'm planning to concentrate full-time on teaching, audio production and engineering, and dance music production. In the meantime, when I have a bit of free time, I work on a lot of random audio and video projects and do some DJing around the world under the stage name of DJ Bolivia. Check out my website at djbolivia.ca if you get a chance. There are lots of full DJ mixes there that you can download and listen to if you enjoy electronic music. I usually prefer to play progressive house or even psytrance when I'm DJing outside of Canada, but I also do mainstream top 40 dance sets quite often when I'm playing at clubs around home. I actually listen to mostly classic rock though when I'm relaxing, and some of my songwriting would be classified as indie rock. Something else that I've been focusing on a lot in the last year or so is producing some educational tutorials on YouTube. I've been working on dozens of different videos, but mostly in 3 main areas: DJing, working with music production software, and basic audio recording and engineering. Once I get each of those 3 series finished, I'm going to start a really extensive set of videos about producing dance music, where I can teach everything from the small stuff, like creating a kick drum sound, to more involved topics like how to create an entire trance, or drum and bass, or dubstep, or deep house track, from start to finish. I've been making these videos partly because I sometimes learn things myself when I'm putting them together, and partly because it helps bring more traffic to my other sites, but mostly because I just like teaching people how to do this stuff, and it's really fun. I've got a lot of other projects on the horizon, especially related to music and video work, and right now I'm also working on a pair of books about the reforestation industry. However, on top of all that, I'm also very interested in sustainable living, and I hope over the next couple of years to keep moving towards a more environmentally conscious lifestyle and to become more involved in small-scale farming at home. It seems like very few people today are interested in farming, but I think that's starting to change, and I'm definitely an exception to the rule. I'm planning to set up a mid-sized aquaculture operation in a couple of years to help make people in Atlantic Canada more aware of the importance of regionally sourced food instead of relying on the global markets. If you ever get a chance, read a book called Why Your World is About to Get a Whole Lot Smaller by Jeff Rubin. It's really quite educational. There are a lot of things that we can all do to minimize energy consumption and reduce our own carbon footprints. We can switch from incandescent to energy-efficient LED light bulbs. We can recycle batteries, metals, and other scrap materials. We can turn down the heat or the air conditioning and try to drive less. It may not seem like you're making a big difference, but you are. Every little bit helps. I've been able to travel a lot in the past, and I consider myself to be a very, very lucky person. Although we live on a planet that's already being stretched to the limits in terms of some of our natural resources, I see people starting to become far more aware of how fragile our environment is. Thankfully, a lot of people are becoming smarter about their impact on the environment and finding ways to let technology provide solutions to some of the problems that we've caused in the past. I'm happy that more and more people are supporting the development of renewable energy sources such as wind and solar, which really need to be adapted on a much larger scale. I'm also glad that people are recognizing the need to regionalize food supplies and are beginning to understand how even small plots and urban farming by individuals can make a positive change. Besides, it's kind of fun to grow a tiny garden in your backyard or on your balcony. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. If you have a little bit more time right now, you can check out my DJ website and listen to some of the music that's there, or you can go to replant.ca and check out some of the photo galleries. But even better, if you have some time, you could do something that's good for yourself and for the world as a whole, and learn a little bit more about growing your own food, even if it is on a very, very small scale. If you happen to use Twitter and want to follow me, I usually talk about music, science, technology, or the environment. Anyway, that's all I have to say for today, so thank you for watching.